All right. So, just some insight on who I am, what I plan to do, what happened to me, what is actually my story. Well, I'm 23 years old. I live in Maryland. I actually attend a new congregation called Forest Park. It was there where ultimately the decision to disfellowship me came from, and I would like to explain some circumstances. I'll have more videos. I'll probably have a part one and part two of actually what really has happened. But an overall summary, I am married. I have a 4-year-old daughter. This upcoming August would be 5 years with my wife. However, obviously, the nature of marriage is it's such a struggle. So we did have our problems, and obviously we didn't look for the correct advice or the advice we should have been looking for. And we decided to do our own thing. And it just so happened that I ended up messing around with a girl who's a regular pioneer at our hall, and my wife ended up messing around with a ministerial servant. And I guess what really troubles us is that we all did the same thing. I mean, really, you think about it, what my wife did is probably less bad in nature. But, they don't see it like that. A sin is a sin in the JW world. And then I guess, in my case, it was just full-on adultery. Anyways, what really bugs us is that when we go through this whole judicial process and everything, and they decide to reproof the girl and the guy, but my wife has to be disfellowshipped. And it's just amazing to me to think, well, why would they do that? I mean, in any right mind, I would assume everyone is to be disfellowshipped. I mean, the scandal became great. A lot of people know in the congregation, outside of our congregation, it was a big, stain to Jehovah's name. And anyways, at this point, I hadn't talked yet. And I go ahead and I talk, and I let them know certain things that they didn't know. For example, about the guy that he was messing with my wife. And really, my wife, she has been under medication for the past 6 months, due to some problems. I mean, we had a letter written saying that, she can't think for herself. So whenever someone tries to do something sexual with someone of that nature, what is that called? And as much as we explained that to the elders, or I did at least, they didn't see it that way. And so there were certain things that they did want to investigate. For example, this guy, this ministerial servant, had been doing things with other girls for the longest time ever, was doing something with a girlfriend of his during that time, and very, very, I don't even know what's the word to use, but he described everything he would do with this girl to my wife, as if to brag about it or be proud about it. And anyways, when I go to the elders, you know what I mean, because, well, you'll see that in a later video, really, what happened. And I let them know that, and that triggered, I guess, an alarm in them, and they wanted to figure out. And they redid the whole judicial committees. Thank God they hadn't given an announcement, so they redid them, did more investigating, and they come up to me, and they're like, you know what, we asked them about the stuff he told us, and they denied completely everything. And at that point, I just started to think, because overall, I'm not a snitch. I'm really not. Not a snitch, never will be. But if they play me dirty, you have to respond the same way. And at that point, we did everything we could to accuse them, to show them more evidence. Sorry, that's my daughter. Go bring a cup. And we did everything we could to prove to the elders that this wasn't just something that happened just like that. He had been premeditating it, and same with her. She lied about a lot of the details in our case. So anyways, the whole judicial process goes again, and the results are the same. And this time around, I, participated in one, and they were so quick to disfellowship me. like without a chance. And I let them know that before I even went in. I'm like, I'm gonna go in, and you guys are gonna disfellowship me. So, why even do that? And they tried to explain it to me. No, that's not how it works. We're impartial until, but 10 minutes into the committee, and I could already tell that their minds were made up. And there's so many other details that I will be explaining in future videos about how this went down. I would like if I even get any views on this. If anyone has been in a similar situation to this, anyone who's disfellowshipped out there right now, I know it's tough. Like I mentioned before, I have been disfellowshipped before, and that was a whole different circumstance. To please share your experiences with me and make this channel grow, and we'll try to support each other as much as we can. They want us out, they kick us out. Obviously, there are some people that maybe do deserve to get kicked out, but when you're there pleading and begging to stay in, it's not right, and that doesn't have any scriptural basis. And I think another thing I want to strongly promote in this channel is to use the Bible. I mean, in my committee, they read about one Bible text, and they didn't even give me a biblical explanation as to why I was to be disfellowshipped. And I'll tell you guys what I did. I didn't go with that. I fought it up to the end, and I'll let you guys know what happened with that. But overall, I guess this is a call out to anyone who is going through this same situation, just needs to talk about it. Once their experience is read, want my opinion on them, you can email me. I'll leave the link to my email in the description box. And we got to stick together. Whether you want to come back or whether you're completely done with the Jehovah's religion. I mean, I've experienced both, what's the word I'm looking for? Both thoughts of mine, I guess. There was a point where I'm like, I'm done with this, and no more. And then there was a point where, you know what, I want to be good. I want to serve Jehovah, and I want to go back. So anyone out there who sees this and wants to share, and has any friends who wants to share their experiences, please contact me, my email, and I'll definitely shout them out and give my opinion on them. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time.